Hi, this is Mike, and we're looking at the euro dollar chart once again. I could see some pretty bearish price action after a failed attempt at my previous long position, as in we never hit the entry. So, okay, so straight away, what can I see on the chart? I think it's important to step back for a moment in light of my latest analysis, the last analysis on basically the Dow Jones and the ASX indexes. And it looks like we still have a move down left in these markets. So I decided to short this at the break of the support area because although the E wave, it's a 5 wave move, the E wave could definitely extend lower. So then I started thinking, well, what did I do wrong with my analysis for me to assume that wave E could go so low when we had our A, B, C, D, E in place, but what is that correction actually for? So it makes me go back to this area here because I had a look at everything before that. It still checks out the same. So it just comes back to like something within this area is not right, right? So the one thing I automatically assume is that this is a wave one in total, right? And I know it sounds bizarre and weird and all that, I get it, but a couple of things. One, when this move first went up, it created a pretty sharp wave too. So to me, that makes me think that, okay, so what was the entirety of um, the wave three? Was it up to this point here where I have it marked, or was wave three longer than that? So I suppose if I had to look at it in a different way, I would say maybe that was wave one, and wave one and two of wave three, and then maybe wave three happened later, and then a four somewhere here, and a five, perhaps something like that. So how would I go about addressing that type of thing? So I'll go to the 15-minute chart and I'll take a look. So okay, it's not easy, that's for sure, but you have to bear with me. So let's just move these ones up. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, 5. Okay, so up here, let's say, let's say for example that wave one down here was like this, wave two, and then we had a wave one, two, three up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it looks weird. Wave threes aren't normally that type of chop. Um, but let's just go with this for a moment and see what happens. So if we had a 3 up here, an A, a B, a C, a D, and E, that could mean something to some extent if we just dig a little deeper. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E for 4 here, and then 5. So 5 could have ended up here for 3, right? So for 3, wave 3 having ended up here, does that make any kind of sense at all? Well, it depends. We need to get rid of a lot of this crap so we don't get messed up in our thinking. So A, B, C, D, E, and then 5 for 3, and then 3, A, B, C, D, E. Look, that could explain that weird move up the top there that didn't quite look like a D wave. Might have actually been wave 5. So wave 4 here. So if I had to explain that again, A, B, C, D, and E, 4, and then 5. Okay, because at the end of the day, there's no rule broken there. Okay, this wave 5, take it back to the start. Is it similar in length? There, close enough, right? I know this seems weird, but just hear me out. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, C, D, E, 5. All right. So what now in that case? Okay, there's no long yet, and there's none of that. So does that explain anything that's going on at the smaller degree? All right. So initially we had this, what could be considered A, I suppose. It's a 5-wave move that's really choppy. So a 5-wave move there, followed by another 5-wave move. So potentially A. A. Could that be a B? Well, it looks like a 5-wave move to me. So does that mean that we are simply trading within a wave right now? So 5, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, potentially. So that means that we're going to have to, we're looking for, hang on. So A is still unfolding. We had like a 5-wave move followed by A, B, C, D, E. Sounds about right. No B yet. All right, so if we take a look down here and we see a 5-wave move there, it might hold. Oh, that's that move that we saw when it started going crazy. Yeah, that's definitely a weird move, but it was impulsive enough to seem like it would have been 5 waves. Okay, so I suppose right now the deal would be this can't go above this line here. Can't go above that level. And then what we'd be aiming to do is capture a move that's similar in length to this move here, down here, for A. Okay, so in that case, we're nowhere near along yet, because what I think that means is that that whole move was wave 1, green wave 1, up here, and it's just a really messed up 5-wave move in terms of the whole thing. Wave 3 got really crazy at the highs, and then we had a smaller 4 and a 5 going on, and obviously wave 5 was the highest point, which is why we saw that move up when it happened, and followed by a smackdown, and then continuation into the lows. The alternative to this, because the same waves happen in wave 2 and B of a zigzag, the other explanation could be that, well, for starters, if we go above that line, that doesn't help. Yeah, so it's picking up some steam, but it's not really looking like it's gonna break that area. Okay, so that there could be a line in the sand for a move lower if it's not broken. So in saying that, it could be the start of a wave A of a wave of. So the zigzag has 3 components. This component here has 5 waves in it. We could only be at this part of the first move, which should be right here, right? So if this doesn't break that red line, then it may turn around and go lower. The reason I say that is because of weak 5-wave move A, B, C, and then that's 5, and then you have a D and E. So quick turnaround there from the analysis. If we break that red line, that's invalid. So let's just stand by to see how that works out, because that wouldn't be the case. We're not allowed to go above that red line. So shorting from the red line now. Yep. Trying to go up there. Obviously it's a risky trade, but if you get the waves right, then it should just drop from here without going above it. And that could basically mean that instead of being a zigzag, we could be just like in wave 1, 2 right there, and then we could see like a really big wave 3 down. Not really big, but like the wave 3 scenario. Obviously the line in the sand here would be the red line for support. What else? So the other thing I was thinking before, let's go to the 4-hour chart. So if we go back to this area and we take a look at the whole thing just for a moment, compare the sizes of waves. A 5-wave move, could that be part of a zigzag 5 here? Like, could that be potentially V for 1 of this whole thing? Could that be the top of maybe the whole wave 1 rather than like a green wave 1? Because it would be weird to have a pullback now that would be deep when the whole move up never really had a significant pullback. So to me, I would say, if anything, we would be looking at potentially a weak 5-wave move here, a B, and then a C. So this whole thing could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as such. That remains a 4. This would be, for example, wave A of the zigzag, right? And then wave B would be where this 2 is. That makes a bit more sense. Because otherwise, why would why would you get like, okay, so you've got wave 3 was pretty big, but we never saw something really that similar to wave 1 in length. So if we take wave 3 and put it from wave 4, does that give us roughly? Yeah, look, it's close enough. When wave 1 is the shortest, wave 3 and 5 tend to be similar in length. And to be honest with you, that there does kind of look like a weak 5-way move because these are overlapping. That's overlapping. And this one here, not really overlapping that much, but it doesn't really have to. But 5 waves, probably, yes. Correction, 5 waves. As choppy as it is in terms of length, let's have a look. Right there. Yeah, look, it's not as long, but I suppose it might indicate some weakness. But still, it did form a 5-wave move if we're looking at it like this, and it's, the first part was weak, I suppose. All right, so let's take a look at what's happened since that idea that I put. Okay, so it still hasn't broken that level yet. So look, if it doesn't break it, there's a good chance that we could actually move down from that level, given that I've already done the analysis on that. So, okay, so going back again to the whole idea that the whole move was a wave 1 up. This is on the fly analysis, obviously. So that means that this probably more than likely is a 5-wave move down. And like percentage wise, it'd probably go down fairly deeply because it is a weak move. Now, typically, weak moves get retraced pretty quickly because they are weak. So this kind of changes things quite a bit. So right there, we're looking probably at least 50% pullback, in my opinion. Previous wave 4 could be the case right there. There's a bit of confluence there. Previous wave 4 and 50%. Sounds about right. So I'd say this is looking like a short. It hasn't surpassed that area yet at 1.08776. And why would it? Because that's the end of wave 2, right? We had wave 1, A, B, C, D, and E. Yeah, we can't see that level broken. Like it's not supposed to be broken, right? So keep an eye on that level. If it doesn't break it, it's a good resistance, right? Another thing I noticed as this move down was happening was this head and shoulders pattern, right? Staring us right in the face. Look at that. Head and shoulders pattern. And that there is just something else, isn't it? It's not cool, but we're looking at it from the highs, right, from the top. So I'll keep you updated on this one. Obviously, if I told you that if we broke support, it changes the idea and I have to look at the chart again. So stay tuned and I'll catch you on the next one.